Hello, in today's video I'm talking about the parable of the moneylender. This comes from the book of Luke, and this is the first of many unique parables from the book of Luke that we're going to be talking about, which is the last book of the Gospels with unique parables to it. So this comes from Luke chapter 7, verses 36 to around 50. I'm not going to read all of it, but that gives some context into the actual parable itself. But to give context, Jesus is at a Pharisee's house dining with them, and a woman who's lived a sinful life came to the house hearing that Jesus was going to be at this Pharisee's house. This is the same woman who wet Jesus' feet with her tears and poured perfume on them. And the Pharisee says, if this man were a prophet, Jesus, referring to Jesus, he would know who was touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she is a sinner. And Jesus tells Simon a parable, starting with verse 41. 2 people owed money to a certain moneylender. One owed him 500 denarii and the other 50. Neither of them had the money to pay him back, so he forgave the debts of both. Now which of them will love him more? Simon replied, I suppose the one who had the bigger debt forgiven. You have judged correctly, Jesus said. Okay, so there are 2 debtors here. One owes a significantly higher amount of money to the moneylender, but neither of them could pay them back. And the moneylender forgave them both. And as a result, the one with the greater debt will now love the moneylender the most because he is being forgiven of the greater debt. And then he goes on and does this similar thing with the sinful woman. And verse 47, therefore I tell you, her many sins have been forgiven, as her great love has shown. But whoever has forgiven little loves little. So it has to do with forgiveness and love here, and the effect that it has on other people, and that Jesus is more than willing, obviously, to forgive everyone who asks for his forgiveness genuinely. And as a result, those who've been forgiven more are as a result going to love the one who's been forgiven, the one who's forgiven that person more, and the one who's been forgiven less is just going to by nature love them less. But that's not really the purpose here. The purpose is that Jesus is this moneylender who is more than willing to forgive any multitude of debts that we have toward him and make us new as we should be in his presence. And that he's more than willing to forgive us of all of our sins because of his great love that he has for us. And he ends in verse 50. Jesus said to the woman, your faith has saved you. Go in peace. So by God's grace and through that woman's faith, she has been saved and forgiven of all of her debts. And we have the opportunity to do that as well if we so choose to take that opportunity and take the gift that Jesus offers us.